Good morning to each and everyone, especially to our active teacher, Ms. Mosa Ma'am. I am Charmin Endenoco and I will going to discuss to you, and I am very pleasure to introduce to you the Greek and Roman literature. The discussion that you will be listening today is a quick glimpse and will reveal the influence of Western culture all throughout the years and thousands of years ago, and of course the continuation of its influence in today's generation. So welcome to the Greek and Roman world. First of all, Greeks are considered as exceptional people, and they are known as the noble Greeks because of their attainment in the field of literature, paintings, architecture, sculpture, and even in the philosophy. Accordingly, Greek literature refers to literature that was written in Greek language until the 4th century CE. This period of Greek literature stretches from Homer's until the 4th century CE and up until the rise of Alexander the Great. As we explore Greek literature, they were in the forefront as they were the first ones to have created accordingly complex literature which influences today, especially in the way literary figures write. That is real because as we can observe in our literary pieces nowadays, they are made of some heroic stories that it is being originated in the Greek literature. Ancient Greek literature famous work includes epic and lyric poetry, and also the drama that includes tragedy and comedy. That is where our literature came from. So the pre-classical Greek literature revolved around myths. Another Greek literature which influenced so much the Western culture was Homer's epic poem, the Iliad and the Odyssey, written in 800 BC. Greek literature has universal appeal. Take note about the universal appeal because of the fundamental themes and elemental components. In Iliad and Odyssey, the gods embody some elemental aspects of human psychology. Moreover, Ares is a god of violence and war. Furthermore, Greek literature has qualities of permanence. Permanence meaning it is a lifetime, it is timeless, and it has enduring quality because Greek literature is much more alive. It influences other people's lives, even in today's generation. And even it is written 300 years ago, Greek literature is still alive, and we have being influenced by that literature. And it has universality, which is enduring, read and admired by all nations regardless of race and religion, and is full of artistry. That is correct that Greek literature has qualities of universality because with the diverse culture that we have right now, we are binded by different cultures, but we still read the books from Greeks, and we still being influenced by that books. And it is very nice, and it is very we have a lot of lessons that we can get from Greek literature. And of course, Greek literature has its 4 period, namely the pre-classical period, the classical period, the Hellenistic period, and then the Roman age. In contrast, the Romans also developed a rich literature of their own. The Roman Republic and the Roman Empire produced an abundance of poetry, comedies, dramas, history, and philosophy, which are celebrated. But before it come to that level, they first copied the classical themes of the Greeks. They even translated many of the notable Greek works into Latin, specifically the Athens. They copied that and they read that literature and they translated into Latin. Earlier Romans felt inferior with their literature even if they were learned individuals who could speak and read both in Greek and Latin. They felt inferior because they used to copy and they use Greek literature as their foundation of literature as well. But many upper class Romans continued their education in Athens. The writers of Roman literature recognized their indebtedness to the literature of Athens and Greece. However, Roman literature cannot stand alone because they owe a debt of their neighbor, the Greeks, more specifically the Athens. Most educated Romans were all aware of their own literary inferiority, and because of this, Roman writers could easily copy Greeks' classical themes, and even going so far, so they translate many of the notable Greek works into Latin. One such poet of the golden age of Roman literature, Horace, wrote that Greece introduced the arts into backward Latium. For then, Greece had more refined, superior intellectual and cultural pursuits. Yes, because Greek literature is considered to be essentially artistic and it is considered as the highest form of classic arts or classic literature. Many of the philosophical and political concepts of the Greek authors influenced the Romans. Most notable of them were Cicero, Seneca, Boethius, Catullus, and Virgil. And officially, Latin literature started on 240 BC, and at that time, Greek literature is nearly finished already. The golden age of Roman poetry produced one of its great poets, Virgil, whose full name is Publius Vergilius Maro. He was a distinguished poet who romanticized Rome. Being raised as farmer's child, he had this love of rural life which was evident as themes in many of his works. He spoke of the love and lives of shepherds in his Eclogues on 337 BCE. Moreover, in his Georgics on 229 BCE, he praised the Roman country life, which usually were about plowing, growing trees, tending cattle, and keeping bees. However, his most prominent work is Aeneid. It is an epic which tells of the journey of Aeneas after the fall of Troy. The character of Aeneas was the embodiment of the Roman way of life, which for Augustus it was a demonstration of fulfillment of Rome's destiny. So I think that would be all, and I hope you get repertoire of information from my discussion, and thank you everyone. Stay healthy and God bless. Goodbye.